Hi there, my name's Jack from Field Heritage, and today I'm going to be talking you through, is it worth getting a hot tub for your holiday home in 2025? Now, first things first is that hot tubs add a huge amount to the nightly rate. You're looking between £50 to £150, and the reason there's a big gap there is if you're putting it in the south of England in central London where there's not other hot tubs, obviously that's going to be a big difference in nightly rate, which you'll see with a lot of comparables if you look in that area. Whereas if it's in the north of England, in the Peak District or something, there's going to be other hot tubs around. So it might not add as much to the nightly rate because there's other ones doing it, but it still is increase. But where it really does matter and is a huge difference, even if you keep your price the exact same, is the occupancy levels. Reason being, when 1,000 people click on Sheffield and they're looking at all the properties to book, they can only book one. So if your property's got a hot tub or something that is special and it might not normally have at home, yours is going to be the one that they click on every single time. Now, especially in the winter seasons, when they're looking at other houses, which one shall I book? This one's got a fireplace. Oh, that one's got a hot tub. Oh, that's cool. Let's book that one. Oh, it's the same price as well. The occupancy levels are a dramatic increase. Now, with that, even though it is a huge amount of revenue boost, there is a lot of maintenance to come into that. And I want to start by the setup cost, how much it actually costs to get the hot tub installed, because I see a lot of landlords going wrong with this and they'll go on Facebook Marketplace and buy a grand hot tub and it lasts not long at all, and it's just an absolute waste of time and waste of money. So you want to go around mid-range. We have a company that we work with in the north of England, and I'll put their link below as well. Great company. And you're looking around £3,500 to £4,000 to supply and fit, and that's for a mid-range one, and that includes them putting it in place where it needs to be and wiring it up. So it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all compared to the revenue that it's going to generate. Now, the other costs that you've got to take into consideration is obviously electricity and water is going to go up, because, you know, you've got to heat it up and then you've got to empty and refill it each time. So that can cost a lot. Obviously, I can't predict that for every single property, but as you can imagine, that's going to go up a lot. The other cost is the chemicals that you're going to have to buy every month. You've got your bromine, which is essentially your chlorine for hot tubs, your chlorine tablets, which we buy and put in like a dispenser, and it goes around there when the guests are in it, so it just stays fresh. You've got your pH plus and pH minus for balancing the levels. You can buy some sodium as well. We also buy other equipment like a spa hoover, so it's nice and clean. We'll buy filter systems at least every month just to keep it fresh. Again, we do like minimum 2 to 3 nights in our properties with hot tubs, but if you're doing minimum 7, you might not have to be buying them as much. And it normally comes out around £35 to £40 a month, if I remember rightly, which obviously, again, adds up, but compared to the amount of money that you're generating from the hot tub, it is still well worth it at that point. Now, the other thing I want to mention with the chemicals to things we buy, and I'll put links in the description to it all as well, but you also buy something for the bubble. So if guests don't listen and they get in the hot tub not clean, it will create bubbles when you turn on the jets. So we get like this bubble thing that you put in a little bit, or the guests can even do it when we guide them through it, and that will get rid of that. As long as they don't put too much in, then it makes it super cloudy. And we also buy something called a flush away. So this is essentially where, obviously, each and every time you clean in the hot tub on the external part, but you'll put this down the filter system every month or so, and it'll clean out all the inside of the jets, which you really need to do because it'll build up algae and stuff like that. So they're all the chemicals that we essentially buy for the hot tub. And the one other attachment I want to mention is we buy a filter cleaner attachment for the hose, and it basically goes on the end of your hose. You can put it on your filter and you can get like really in the inside of it and stuff to clean it. So they're all the costs of that. The next huge thing that I want to mention that not many people know is the fact that each and every time a guest checks out, you're supposed to empty and clean your hot tub and refill it. That means you've got to have fresh water each and every time. Not many people know this, and a lot of hosts don't do this at all, hence why they get a lot of bad reviews for the hot tubs. So that's what you've got to do. Now, this can be a big problem because I know what you're thinking in your head. If you've got John checking out on a Thursday and Amy checking in on a Thursday, and they both got two night stays, then Amy's not going to get a warm hot tub on the first night. So we do this, and this does happen, but because we have it in a description so they can read, and they've also got it in the rental agreement, and they've also got it on the guest portal before they even check in, they can see all this. And if there is any other problems give them some extra biscuits and stuff like that, or even sometimes, because we always charge premium rates properties with hot tubs, there's enough in it to give them a bit of a discount, and it still makes sense for that night when you could have left a gap in between. It still makes sense to get it booked with the hot tub, so it's not too much of an issue. So it's still highly recommended that you do, and it's not a killer at all. Now, the other thing I want to mention to that is, even though this is the regulations and this is what you're supposed to do, that doesn't mean if the hot tub's clean that you're going to do that. Obviously, you've got to use common sense with this. There's times when you might get there, even John and his wife might not actually like the hot tub, and you speak to them like, now we didn't actually use it, so obviously you're not going to empty it at that point. All we do then, or even if they had to use it, it's not bad at all. We'd obviously switch it off, take the filter system out, clean the filter, put it back in, screw it in, then we'd make sure the chemicals are balanced, then it's just as new and it's hot for the next guest, and then we can just re-roll it. So you just got to just see for yourself and see whether it needs doing it at the time. Now, if you're self-managing and you're doing it yourself, you might be the one doing this, so obviously it's time for you as well. To heat up the hot tub, it can take 12 to 15 hours, so that's what you've got to tell guests. You've also to drain the hot tub, it can take around 25 minutes, not longer, or we use a submersible pump, which is what I should have mentioned in the equipment section as well. And that obviously just drains the water. Normally takes around 25 minutes to drain out. Then to fill it all the way up, you're looking around 45 minutes, an hour. And then you've got to obviously I have a whole video on the steps of doing this and actually show you how to do each bit. And I'll put a link in the description so you can see that too. But that normally takes around 45 minutes to get the water up, and then you just got to balance the pH levels, but it might take another half an hour or so. So that's the time implications. What we do, because obviously we're a management company, we have cleaners which we've showed how to do, and we give them extra money to do this, obviously, and we just charge the guests. We'll just put it on top of the nightly rate for this. And we also have other properties where we've got like maintenance men that live local and do the garden and stuff, so they'll actually do it for us as well. So it's just finding someone that will do it for the right price, and it makes sense, just being a little bit creative. And yeah, the only other things I want to get into is obviously the safety elements. So at the property, when the guests arrive, we have a sign which basically states things such as, make sure you shower before, so obviously clean when you're getting in there for the other guests and stuff. Make sure you don't bring any glass, so we have plastic cups specifically for the hot tub. Alcohol consumptions, obviously be careful with that as well, because if everyone's drinking in there and alcohol's dropping in, that becomes a problem. And we have all of this in our e-signature agreement, so our rental agreement before the check-in, which states all these things so they can actually sign and they've agreed. And also, if any damage happens, we take a damage deposit, guest identity. You need to protect yourself, obviously, with a hot tub. More revenue, but more risk, so you've got to make sure you're protected if any guest was to complain. We also take a picture of the chemical levels of the testing kit once we've done it, to show that, look, before this guest checked in, the chemicals was done correctly. This is a picture of the hot tub, this is what it looked like. And then if there was ever a complaint, which we've never had, to be honest with you, we could say, look, this is what it looked like, this is what the guest left it like after, and we've got that protection. So yeah, that's about it. It's just about protecting yourself, making sure that everything's in place. Most importantly, the hot tub is clean and it's ready for the guests. And make sure you let them know if it's not going to be ready in time. And other than that, a hot tub is a huge thing you can add into your nightly rate. It's such a luxury thing that not many people get the opportunity to have at home. Airbnb is all about experiences. This is what you should be doing. So I highly recommend it. Get it in there. If you do want help in terms of managing it, we're Field Heritage. My name's Jack Field. You can get in touch. I'll leave all our details in the description below. You can drop us a message, and I look forward to speaking with you then. But until next time, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it helpful. And yeah, bye-bye.